I've been walking these roads under stars and the rain, asking questions that
Welcome
circle
back to
yet
Vibe
come
Podcast.
back
I
the
should thank our
same.
country singer Daisy
Every
Potterfield for our
story
intro
I
music
hear
aptly
holds a
titled For the
flicker of
Truth You Need
you,
Proof.
but it
Today I'm
falters
joined by
in.
Charles and Angela. We're discussing a new app to locate a shooter, an app developed by David Morgan using AI.
Good to be here, Alice. As a former armed police officer, I've seen firsthand the critical importance of quickly identifying a threat's location. This topic hits very close to home.
And I'm Angela, a technology sound expert. I'm fascinated by how acoustic data can be harnessed for practical, life-saving applications, and I'm eager to delve into the technical side of this with you all.
Excellent. So, David's research starts with a fascinating idea. Using sound files extracted from attendee videos at an event where a shooting takes place. The premise is that if people recorded with their location services on, we could potentially pinpoint a shooter's position. Angela, from a technical standpoint, is this feasible? Extracting a WAV file and using GPS data from a phone?
Absolutely, Alice. It's entirely within the realm of current technology. Most modern smartphones embed GPS metadata into video files if location services are enabled. Extracting the audio track as a WAV file is a standard process. The crucial part is having multiple recordings from different locations to get those varied GPS positions and time differences for the sound event.
That's an intriguing concept. In a chaotic situation, getting immediate intelligence is paramount. If we could crowdsource location data from bystander phones, even after the fact, it could provide valuable insights for investigators. The challenge, of course, is the reliability of GPS on a consumer device and ensuring those recordings are properly time-stamped.
Right. And David's research then introduces something called an acoustic shot localizer, a web-based application. Angela, can you walk us through the core principles of how this kind of system actually works?
Certainly, the fundamental principle is called time difference of arrival, or TDOA. Sound travels at a known, finite speed, about 343 meters per second at 20 degrees Celsius. So, if an acoustic event, like a gunshot, occurs, it will reach different microphones at slightly different times. By precisely measuring these tiny time differences and knowing the exact locations of those microphones, the system can then use triangulation to calculate where the sound originated.
So, like when you hear thunder, and you count how long it takes to see the lightning, but on a much more precise and automated scale. This sounds like it could be incredibly powerful if deployed strategically.
Exactly, Charles. The application then uses sophisticated signal processing, including digital filters and cross-correlation, to accurately measure those time delays. It's a precise mathematical process.
Fascinating. And the document outlines a technical pipeline. Angela, can you demystify some of these steps for us, like GCC FAT, spelled PHAT, analysis and bootstrap analysis?
Of course. First, the audio is decoded from the WAV files into digital signals. Then, it goes through bandpass filtering, which essentially removes noise outside the 200 to 8000 Hz range, ensuring we're only analyzing relevant frequencies for a gunshot. GCC FAT analysis is a robust cross-correlation technique specifically designed to compute very precise time delays between signals, even in noisy environments. After that, AI-powered mathematical optimization algorithms solve for the source position using those precise time delays. Finally, bootstrap analysis is a statistical method that resamples the data multiple times to estimate the uncertainty in the calculated position, giving us a confidence level for the result.
That level of detail and uncertainty estimation is crucial for law enforcement. We can't act on a location with a 50-meter margin of error in a critical situation, but knowing the confidence level helps us assess risk and allocate resources.
Moving to the practical side, what kind of equipment is required for such a system? It sounds like you can't just use any old phone recording.
That's right. For a basic 2D analysis, you need a minimum of 3 microphones. For 3D analysis, which includes height, you need at least 4. Critically, these microphones need synchronized recording capability. GPS time synchronization is highly recommended. And, perhaps most importantly, the exact GPS coordinates of each microphone must be known. This is usually done by providing a CSV file with X, Y, and Z coordinates. These are latitude, longitude, and height above sea level.
That's where the idea of using random cell phone recordings might fall short for precision. Setting up dedicated, synchronized microphones in a defined area, with known positions, would be much more accurate and reliable for real-time response. Imagine a stadium or concert venue having these pre-positioned.
That makes perfect sense. So, if someone were to use this acoustic shot localizer app, Angela, what are the basic steps they'd follow?
It's fairly straightforward. First, you upload your CSV file with the microphone positions. Second, you upload all your synchronized wave audio files, one per microphone. Then, you configure some settings like the ambient temperature, which affects the speed of sound, and choose between 2D or 3D analysis. Finally, you click Analyze Acoustic Event and wait for the results.
And once the analysis is complete, what do good results look like versus poor results?
A green, localization successful message is your first indicator. Good results typically show standard deviations of less than 10 meters in the uncertainty estimates, meaning the system is highly confident in its location. The bootstrap mean, which is an average position from 300 statistical iterations, should also be very close to the optimizer's solution. Poor results, on the other hand, might have standard deviations over 50 meters, a large discrepancy between the optimizer and bootstrap results, or indicate weak or noisy acoustic signals. This usually points to issues with synchronization, microphone positioning, or audio quality.
Understanding that uncertainty is key for us. A 10-meter accuracy in a building could still mean a floor or several rooms away, but it's a huge improvement over no information at all. Over 50 meters, and it becomes less useful for immediate tactical response.
Absolutely. Poor synchronization is the number one cause of high uncertainty. If the timestamps aren't perfectly aligned, the TDOA calculations will be off. Also, microphone geometry is critical. You want microphones distributed in a polygon shape around the expected source area, not in a straight line or all clustered together.
That brings us to potential limitations. Charles, from a real-world perspective, what challenges do you foresee with this kind of system?
Well, Angela already hit on a big one: good microphone geometry. In an active situation, quickly deploying a perfect array of synchronized microphones is nearly impossible. So, this system would need to be pre-installed in sensitive locations. Environmental factors like wind can distort sound, and reflections from buildings could confuse the system, especially in urban environments. And if there are multiple shooters or other loud, impulsive sounds happening simultaneously, it could definitely cause confusion.
Those are all valid points, Charles. The system is limited to impulsive acoustic events. Sustained gunfire might be harder to localize precisely than individual shots. And even the most advanced algorithms have their limits when faced with extreme noise or multiple conflicting sound sources.
Despite the limitations, the potential applications are significant. Beyond law enforcement, Angela, where else could this technology be used?
It has broader uses in security, obviously, but also in wildlife monitoring for animal vocalization studies, industrial monitoring for detecting equipment failures through unusual sounds, and certainly in various research fields for acoustic event analysis. It's about leveraging sound data in entirely new ways.
For law enforcement and security, the ability to pinpoint a shooter's location, especially in a large venue, could reduce response times, guide officers to the threat faster, and potentially save lives. That alone makes the investment in understanding and refining this technology worthwhile.
That's all for today. A big thank you to our guest researcher, David Morgan, for providing our topic. It was a bit technical for me, but hopefully Charles and Angela helped explain it.
Back the same. Every story I hear holds a flicker of you, but it falters and fades when it's missing the truth. For the truth you need proof, for the proof you need truth. Like the river needs stone, like the sky needs the moon. For the truth you need proof, for the proof you need truth. And the answers will come though they